Welcome to the Next Generation Dog Podcast, hosted by Melinda Benbow of Urban Uplander Pet Care and Bethany Carter of Sanguine Moon Kennels. Join Melinda and Bethany as they discuss dog breeds, sports, training, health, and much more with special guests. Tune in weekly for all things dedicated to dogs.
Well, welcome back to another episode of the Next Generation Dog Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Melinda, here with my other host, Bethany.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Well, today we have a wonderful guest. We're super excited. I know anyone who shows up to dog sports has their dog packed up in a Ruff Land Kennel. And today we get to talk to the CEO of Ruff Land Performance Kennels. So we are buzzing with excitement. So Miss Turner, do you mind taking a moment to introduce yourself to our listeners?
Not at all. Thank you, ladies, so very much for having me on and giving Ruff Land the opportunity to speak to your audience. I am the CEO. I've been with the company. This will be my 11th year. We got our start in rotational molding, and so we can talk about that as the show goes along, how the kennels came about. But yeah, I just started out part-time doing some things here and there for them in terms of customer service and kits and whatever. And fast forward, and yeah, it's really been a pleasure and a joy to work for this company and do something that really you believe in, because I believe in the product, or I wouldn't still be here. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again for joining us. And I mean, I think that's a wonderful place to start. You believe in the product that you push, right?
Yeah.
So what is a Ruff Land Kennel? What makes a Ruff Land Kennel so darn special?
Yeah, we were the first one-piece rotational molded kennel. I know there's a couple that have come on the scene since us, but they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery, right? And they came about back during, like I said, we were a custom rotational molding company. So all things plastic, like you see the dumpster lids, you see, the coolers. It's a little bit different process, but just stuff like the Yeti coolers. And we did farm feeders, roping steers is something unique that we still do. We still do a lot of this custom work. But during the recession, the products that they were making really slowed down, and they thought, gosh, we need to have something that's our own. And with the two gentlemen that owned the company together at the time, they were in the dog world and in the hunting world. And their friends would say, gosh, you know what would be great is a better kennel than these two-piece kennels that don't withstand the rigors of going out and hunting or training or, dog sports, like you said. And they're like, yeah, we could do that. And so they got busy designing, got a patent actually for it. And the rest is kind of history. They were at a point actually at one time where they were down. What did they say? They were down to like 20 kennels or something. They just started with the intermediate, and they were like, this isn't taking off. They were really bummed because they knew they had a great product. And one of the owners said to the other one, you're going to take these last 25 kennels and you're going to go out and sell them. So he did. And he ventured upon a dog show. They were excited to have him there. And from there, he got a couple accounts. And that was back in 2010-ish, I guess I would say. And it just went from there. So very thrilled to be a part of that now. I'm actually becoming part owner as well. So I believe, I believe in it when I'm willing to put my money and my time and my energies where my mouth is. And like I said, there was one point along the way where they talked about moving the business overseas because it was starting to take off. It was really hard to find help. All the equipment's so expensive. And I basically put my foot down, like, no, if we're not doing that, if you guys go take this overseas, I'm out of here. Because like I said, I'm passionate about, I want to believe in what I do. I'm not going to spend all, my time at a job that I'm not 100% behind if I can help it. And they were like, all right, fine. Let's keep plugging away on it. And so we are 100% made in the USA.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's so exciting. When I started, they had 2 guys on a machine, myself in their office, and then the 2 owners, and now we have 26 employees.
Wow.
That's still a pretty like
It's-
small organization.
Mhm.
What you'd think, I thought you were going to say 2,600 employees.
Well, we do have a partner molder not far from here, 2 guys that used to work for me and wanted to go off and go into the rotational molding business. And so they said, "Hey, if we do this thing, can we run your, help run your product?" And we said, "Absolutely," because they knew it inside and out because they were on our machines and on our trim. So they're about 20 minutes from us, and they help us run orders when we get super busy. Everybody out there probably knows we had a really long back order for a while. Things were, bottlenecking for a variety of reasons that everybody knows about. But it's nice to have them there, and they're passionate about it, obviously, as well. Or they wouldn't have jumped off to run our product. And then sometimes we have also a partner molder up in Wisconsin where it's our tools and everything that they run. But sometimes if we get, a big retail order or something, we might shoot it over to them and say, "Hey, can you get this out in the time frame that's needed so that we're not making people wait and get backlogged again for these giant orders that come in. We don't want our onesies, twosies, customers to have to wait on this order that's, 5,000 kennels."
Wow. Yeah, I am a firm believer in Ruff Land. I actually have 2 more in my cart. Unbeknownst to Melinda, my husband is trying to convince me to keep one of our puppies.
Oh, I've been trying with
So
them, so
I guess I need another one. So it is so exciting to have you here. Now, you guys are based in South Dakota, is that right?
Yes,
The
T, South
heart
Dakota.
of hunting.
Yep,
Yay.
it's right outside of Sioux Falls.
Oh, that is so amazing. I know the scenery is, I can't wait to make it out there for hunting. And you guys distribute this all over, is it the world, really? I've seen a couple places kind of, is it just strictly to North America or is it international?
No, that's what's so great, Bethany, is actually in the past 2 weeks, we've had 2 orders come in from South Korea, actually. So, yeah.
Wow.
But we do have a dealer in Japan. We're up in Canada pretty prominently. We've shipped down to Ecuador to some of their police units, and us couple orders out to Australia. We're working with that market actually in Australia because, they have such a difficult time, getting product in, imports and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we're working on that. But yeah, we've shipped some pretty exciting places, and it's also heartwarming to know that somebody's buying our kennels. So like these people from South Korea, they're spending more in shipping to get it there than what
Yeah.
we charge for the product. And I'm like, gosh, when someone's willing to do that, that speaks volumes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can't speak highly enough. And I think we've all seen the social media pictures of the Ruff Land Kennel, like in perfect condition, where the rest of the vehicle that has been in an accident looks demolished.
Destroyed,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I literally was in tears when that lady sent me, because they'll just send us, "Hey, I just wanted to thank you." They're just sending us an email with some pictures or whatever. And I seen some dramatic stuff over the years of being here. And also, again, going back to why I believe in our product and why I'm passionate about what we do. But seeing that one, I literally had tears in my eyes when I was reading it. And I reached out to her and I'm like, you had me in tears. And then, we like to, people don't see this, but on the back end, you don't have to replace a crate after it's been in an accident. A lot of people think, oh, car seat. You have to be overly cautious, but there's telltale signs of, if you need to replace it. But what we do is we send them out a gift card or a new kennel or accessories or whatever it is. Anyway, we're like, you know what? We appreciate you. We know that was traumatic. We don't want you to have to worry about stuff. So we're sending, them out items.
What an awesome community.
Yeah. And just, we want to support the people that are supporting us. So.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, that picture was pretty. I think that it traveled so fast on social media, whether it was TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the dog groups I was in. It was all I saw all day, and
Really?
yes. And, and that's in the hunting community, that's in the dock diving, fast cat, dog training, I know
confirmation. I've seen them everywhere.
vet groups, everyone was talking about it. And, and we were all like, thank goodness we have them in our car. But, let's talk a little bit more about the purpose. What were you thinking about car rides when you guys had the idea for these crates, or what was the real objective behind these kennels? Really, I know I use them in the car and for dog
Mhm.
sports, but I'm sure there's other context too.
Yeah. Actually, back when, they were saying there's got to be a better kennel out there to withstand the rigors of, what people were doing out in the field and everything. But the thing is, as you ladies know and your audience knows, your dog is more than your pet. Your dog is your companion, your hunting companion, your sport companion, your
Yeah.
therapy dog, your whatever it is. And why in the world would you not want to give them the best environment, the most protection, the best safety, all of that you can have? And they were dog lovers and they want to love on their dogs and make sure their dogs are well taken care of.
Yeah.
So yes, the design, the safety, the functionality. And it is frustrating to me when people think, oh, I just let my dog ride around in the car. I know it's cute and it's fun. And if you're just zipping down to the local coffee shop down the street, yeah, maybe it's okay. But if you are going any considerable distance or in, traffic or on the highway or interstate, it just makes my heart sad because anything could happen. And even if the dog doesn't get hurt, if you're in a car accident and they're not crated, they're running.
Mhm.
They're traumatized, they're scared, they're whatever. And next thing you know, they're running in traffic.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the idea behind it. And I just encourage everybody, crating your dog is not a punishment. Crating your dog is not torture. It's their safe spot sometimes too.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. I'll do a quick plug. You can definitely check out our article with Orvis talking all about proper crate training and why it's important and the different ways to utilize crate training within your life. But, when it comes to your dogs in the car, a lot of times accidents happen closest to home. We know that most accidents happen just a couple short miles from when we leave our household. So even if you are running to the store, it may be worth just having a Ruffland in the car just in case.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's about their safety. Your dog's not going to win a fight with an airbag, impact from another vehicle or anything like that. So I know Bethany brought up your guys' technology yesterday. She was highly impressed. I'm guessing the technology helps a lot when it comes to car impacts and stuff like that. But can you tell us a little bit more about the technology of the Ruff Land Kennel?
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of like the characteristics of plastic in general. When you have your water bottle and you're driving in the car and it's kind of like going, like that. If you do it right and it has that flexibility, it has that durability, it has that give and take. It has to be pliable. People that have, say, a metal crate in their vehicle and they're like, oh, nothing's going to destroy that. No, but think of your dog being slammed up against metal or against pliable plastic. So you got to think of everything involved with that. And then a lot of times too, people will say, well, your door is kind of the weak point. No, not really, because a recent testimonial we had, the door came off because the dog hit up against it. And it was really neat to see an engineer chime in on some of the conversations where he's like, if that door hadn't been able to give, then the dog, probably would have slammed up against there and been injured. So, and no two accidents are the same. There's never going to be a perfect environment. People always ask for crash test ratings, and sometimes they don't like my answer, but simulation is not real life. And so I will take these real life testimonials, the ones you see on, what we have on our our Facebook page or our website, that's just a smattering of things that we get. We get people all the time, and it might not have pictures included or whatever, but they'll just send us a little message like, thank you so much. This happened, and I felt that my dog was safe. I didn't have to worry about that piece of the puzzle when I was in this accident. And I even said to myself and all my friends and family and coworkers, I'm like, heck, I'm keeping my kennel in the car no matter what, even if my pups aren't with me for the day, because I want to have that kennel hold up my roof too.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I'm keeping this baby in here. I don't care.
Yes.
I love that.
I think the company makes it really with all of the different styles that you guys have for the kennels. I didn't until recently know about the SUV version, where it has kind of that slanted back, which is like so perfect to just fit right in there. So as I'm thinking about this puzzle that I'm going to have to play with, this Tetris, if you will, with dog kennels, with as many as we're getting. Definitely some of those models make it so much easier. That intermediate size is chef's kiss for my dogs, because it still allows me to fit them in properly, a small enough terrier, but also not too big where they're bouncing around if there is an accident.
Exactly, Bethany. You hit one of our top topics with people all the time. They're like, well, my dog doesn't have enough room. No, they do, because they're not supposed to be standing up in the car and playing around or having so much room where they're getting jostled. And also too, for people with dogs with anxiety, the more space you give them in there to maneuver around, they're going to try to bite, push, pull, whatever it is. If you give them a nice, snug environment, they are going to be safer, happier, all around. And with the SUV, yes, vehicles change all the time. I'm sure, who knows, down the road, there's going to be these new vehicles and we have to maybe come up with something else. But that's where I love our side entries as well, because a lot of times people don't want to have to put their third row seats down or whatever, but you can turn that kennel sideways and still keep them in the back hatch. Or if you put them in the back seat, or a lot of times people with pickups will have them in the back, you can turn and look at them. You can see what's going on because you have that side door facing to the front of your vehicle. But yet when you get out to your destination, you have that door to let them out of. Just boom, right out the door. So
that's perfect. And then you mentioned something about like the anxiety dogs. And I think there's a feature about your doors that's very important. As a technician in vet med, I often see hospitalized patients. Now, granted that some of them are cage biters, and I've even seen dogs that have lost teeth or worn them down because they're biting at the cage constantly. But your door specifically has that ability that it disengages that ability to bite. Is that correct?
Yeah, so with that, it's a tighter grid pattern and the thicker material. So on those wire doors, and granted, back in the day, they had wire doors until they came up with this design for the door and had a mold made to make these doors specifically. But you're exactly right. The grid pattern's tighter and the door is thicker, so they can't really get that hold on the door anywhere.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love it.
It is.
And I love that it comes completely off as well. I know,
Yes.
being a broad-shouldered beauty, it makes it so much easier for me to get in and actually clean
And
out
clean.
the inside. Yeah, I don't have to like wedge myself in and get stuck. And it's just such a great product. And I know our listeners are going to be so excited to hear from you because, again, we love you in the sporting community. So this is a sidetrack. You mentioned that you were at a dock diving event. Do you participate in dock diving, or do you do like travel?
I personally don't with my dogs. I kind of want to get my little sheepy into it though, because she's crazy. Like, she's a crazy jumper. But we love dock diving events. It kind of started at one of our local retailers here. They're like, hey, would you come be at our event? And that event's really grown. And then there's a couple more in our area now that have sprung up. But we've been at a lot of dock diving events. I love supporting that community. It's just so fun too to see the competitions and stuff. So
it's so
Absolutely.
exciting.
yeah.
It's so much fun. We love doing it.
Yes, I know our puppy's daddy is the top GSP for Hydro Dash this past year. And so we are so excited to get these puppies out there to do the same thing in the dock diving community.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes, we're so excited, which means we need a lot more crates. We got like 4 more
Yeah.
puppies that we need crates for, so expect those orders rolling in. I do also want to touch on other products because it wasn't until a little bit more recently that I noticed you guys have more than just kennels. You have like
The bird carriers.
bird
Oh,
carriers,
yeah.
cleaning stations, like
Mhm.
drawers. Can you tell us a little bit more about the other products that we can find through Ruff Land?
You bet. Initially, obviously you want to supplement the kennel, like the water hole. I mean, that's probably one of our top selling products.
It's sold out everywhere.
Yeah, if you don't have one, you need to get one. They're ingenious. And actually, we are in the pre-design stages for a food container to complement it. The top tray to hold your gear, especially for, you sport dog people. We redesigned the top tray. I think it was a year or so ago. I've been hammering on that for the last 8 years. I'm like, this tray that we had before, I'm like, this is dumb. It's just like I could put my stuff in a cardboard box. So I hammered on it and we redesigned them and they fit beautifully now. They have those molded in handles on the end. And now with that little ribbed portion in the center, you could put a divider in it to keep, say you have this dog stuff on this side and this dog stuff on this side, or you have the training gear on this side and you have your, food and treats and whatever on this side. So I'm really happy about the redesign of that top tray, and it nests beautifully on top of all the sizes. Our kennel pad better be coming back out soon. I am about to lose my mind with this, and so is everybody in social media. I understand. But we, again, with wanting to have everything made in the USA, they were coming over from China before. And so we haven't had them for a few years because we were insistent that we want to make our specific product fit to the specific dimensions of the floor of our kennel, because this other one, wasn't an exact fit. I know there's some other kennel pads out there that people really like, but these are going to be so great. They're going to withstand the sport dog community, the hunting community. You can hose them off. Like some of our prototypes and samples I give around to my staff. I'm like, go use them, abuse them, give me your feedback. Could a puppy start chewing on one of the quarters? Absolutely. It's going to happen, but hopefully with that nice snug fit, they can't get to it.
Sure.
But she's like, oh yeah. One of my staff was like, she took it out to the car wash. She goes, yeah, I brought it to the car wash when we were washing the car. I just hosed it off. I'm like, that's awesome. I love to hear that. That's so cool. It's going to be a huge thing because they're so pliable, and people that have felt them at different shows we've been at or samples that we've sent out, they're like, oh, it's like Tempur-Pedic. I love this for my dog. So it's going to be, it's going to be great for your dog. And, sometimes those joint issues that they can get, but also it's going to withstand the rigors of whatever you're doing. And yes, then just being in the animal / outdoor community, we have that clean cutting station for, fish, game. I actually do my canning on it and my fruits and all of that. And then, the cluster clucks, everybody should get one of those now. It's a chicken nesting coop. Everybody needs to make their own eggs now. We all know that they're, $8 a dozen.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
I missed that on the website.
Yeah.
I did too.
The bird transport boxes obviously go hand in hand with like upland hunting and everything like that. And being in South Dakota, the pheasants are state bird, and pheasant hunting's huge here. We have such a great community of people. Because the bird carrier boxes used to be made out of wood. So they would harbor bacteria, dirt. They weren't easy to clean. So they're just replacing all of their bird transport boxes with ours, which we love. And especially with the outbreak of the avian flu and all of that, our product is easy to clean. It resists bacteria, all of that. And it's been neat to be plugged into that community as well.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
And for upland people, that's your reminder to clean your bird boxes. I know we forget a lot. We should
regularly
be cleaning them. Absolutely.
There's a contact time for each chemical.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, but we were chit-chatting before. one of my favorite parts about Ruffland, and this is so, it's just me being girly, I guess, but I love your guys's colors that randomly, the limited colors you guys do that pop up from time to time. I know there's like the lime green and the purple and like that cool blue, and we're hitting Valentine's Day, so I think it's going to be the hot pink and the red coming out here shortly. What made you guys do that? Is there any kind of rhyme or reason?
Well, Melinda, you kind of like hit where I come into play. I'm kind of girly too. I'm like, dudes, come on. Like, we need to jazz this up. We need some colors.
Like, yeah, gray and white are okay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I first started, we just had the white stone, and then we added in the tan, and then down the road added in the orange. And I'm like, we got to get fun here. Like, I need to color coordinate. I need, if my dog is a princessy dog, I need this. But if I have a manly dog, I want this. And so I just started asking for sample colors from one of our resin suppliers, and we would run test colors through until we kind of got it dialed in, and threw some ideas out on social media. Hey, everybody, what do you like? Do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like this? And it has taken off gangbusters. And the limited edition colors are really the reason why we've pulled back on some of our quote unquote stock colors, because we want to be able to offer a bigger variety, and we cannot physically inventory and house and have that much supply on hand of every single color all the time. I know it might be frustrating to the consumers, but just in terms of, I mean, obviously, they're one piece, they take up a lot of space. And then the boxes that the raw material comes in, they are 1,000 pounds a piece. They're like 4 by 4 by 4. So when you have to bring in 80 of those, and then you have to do that for each color, it just gets to be a little bit space restrictive. But we do have a building expansion that's almost done. We're bringing on a second machine. We have 2 new colors coming out this year. I'm not going to say what they are, that we've never ran before. So I'm super, yeah.
How do I know when they're coming out? Where do I look?
If you have an account on our website, like if you're a customer of ours and you have a customer account, you will get the e-blast.
Perfect.
That'll come out. It'll always come up on Facebook, Instagram, and usually a pop-up on our website. So
I love it.
Yay.
Yay! I'm so excited. And I think this is going to air after Valentine's Day. So sorry if you guys missed out on the pink and red, but I already have my alarm set for Valentine's Day to get on there and get Ramona. It's literally like hot pink one. And I'm so excited for it. I'm going to do that. And then Bethany, do you want to follow up on I think we had a couple more points, didn't we?
Yeah, I think one of the things that you had mentioned is possibly where people can purchase them.
Yeah. Tell us how.
You can obviously go direct online. Sometimes we just do online only sales just to be able to contain the orders a little bit better. But we have a bunch of retail partners throughout the country and internationally that have just been wonderful to work with. Orvis obviously is one of them. This is going to be our 4th year with them. They have been so great. I'm hoping to go out to visit them this year. I was trying to get out there last year, but it didn't work. They've been so great. And I feel like a lot of these partner retailers like Orvis and some of the other organizations we're involved with, like Pheasants Forever, NAVDA, all of that, their ideals and goals line up with ours. Love for dogs, love for the outdoors, conservation. We donate a lot of money to conservation efforts just to keep providing the space for, dogs and events and things to happen. We try to support all these different events, as many as we can get to. We want to be there as a support for, the dock diving and the trials, the field trials that people go and do with their dogs and everything like that. So we just really appreciate, from our small, to couple pallet a year partners to our big retail partners like Orvis. They're amazing.
Well, we always love Orvis, as an Orvis ambassador, they do such a wonderful job amplifying voices and creating spaces for people like myself to keep other people involved, women, minorities, anyone who thinks that there isn't space in the outdoors for them. I think Orvis has done a really good job opening a few doors there. So we love them. So definitely hop on to the Ruff Land site. And it sounds like everyone should create an account so we can get those email blasts to know when those special colors are coming out. I'm always going to say, go through Orvis to buy, because I'm always going to plug Orvis.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Other than that, is there anything else we should know about these kennels before we hop off today?
No, just know that as a company, we're passionate.
It shows.
We put our profits back into the company too. So we're looking at, new machines. We just did all the new molds. So you hear the Gen 2. That's because the molds we were using before were the original ones that were handmade by somebody. And so there'd be variations in sizes and stuff like that. So we're putting our money where our mouth is and wanting to make the absolute best product and keep it at a price point where people can afford it. I mean, we could charge more, but we're not going to, because I don't want to price somebody out of having a safety. Space.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love that. It's
awesome.
Such a wonderful thing to touch on, that some things that we are able to afford as pet lovers are kind of class restrictive depending on our jobs and how many animals we have. So I love that you make it attainable for anyone. That's amazing.
Yes, makes it very feasible to have 10 of them in the house.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right. In a rainbow of colors.
I'm serious. Yeah. It's a cult classic at this point. People that love Ruff Land. And if you haven't been familiar with them yet, I hope this podcast episode helps you see how passionate they are about their product. So before we hop off today, can you go ahead and plug us on social media? Let our listeners know how they can find you and Ruff Land Kennels.
Oh yeah. For Ruff Land Kennels, we have our Instagram, our Facebook, our website. I'm not a big TikTok person, unfortunately, but I have a staff member. I'm like, hey, can you do some kind of TikTok video or something for us? But we're wanting to do more, human interest stuff, just to get some videos out there, some everyday humanizing stuff, because we, sometimes you get tunnel vision and it's like work, want to get this product out, but you really have to, show them what's going on behind the scenes. And so that's one of my goals for this year too, is to humanize it and just get out there. And the dog sport community has been so great. You guys are just such a loyal bunch too, that you're out there on social media and everybody's so helpful. Like, here's this dog setup. And I love that, because we can't necessarily do that. I mean, I don't have every vehicle. And so to have that community out there that is supporting each other is amazing.
And I mean, what's better than the people that are using it actually showing up and saying, hey, it's one thing to have the CEO and employees, put this stuff out there, but It says something totally different when there are people that are actually out here utilizing this product, giving you these setups, giving you these reviews, and we love you. We love you guys.
Thank you for bringing us on a podcast. It's like one of the ultimate forms of compliment too. That, and we've been on people's wedding registries for the past 2 years. I'm like, wait, what?
I love it. Bethany, ideas over there.
And just so you know, we usually send them something.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Well, perfect, ladies. I'm so happy we got to talk on this Friday. And other than that, stay tuned for next week's episode, and we'll all chat soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Next Generation Dog Podcast. Weekly episodes are released on Fridays on Spotify and YouTube. Please follow the Next Gen Dog Pod on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and Facebook for even more content dedicated to all things dogs. Follow Urban Uplander Pet Care and Sanguine Moon Kennels on Instagram and Facebook.